Okay guys, while I'm out here taking a break, I thought I'd talk to you real quick about the Anura, the frog rise. 7.5 medium heavy, 7.5 heavy. I own three, two medium heavy, one heavy. If you're just an open water frog guy, you mainly throw booyah frogs, a couple of whopper ploppers, top border walkers. Medium heavy is it. I'm talking perfect. Those little booyah frogs, perfect. No problems on the hook set, no problem pulling them out of grass. It's good soft tip for the lighter weights. And that backbone, when you hit that backbone, it is serious. Like I say, if you, all you are is pretty much an open water, top water guy, top water walkers, couple of the bigger poppers, frogs like the booyah frogs, and even the spro. Some of them, not all of them. That's the main purpose of this video is this one spro frog I'm having particular problems with. But your basic, I'm just one top water rod. I don't always frog, open water. Medium heavy is where it's at. Long cast, solid hook sets, and it'll pull them out. I mean, I've picked up 3-pounders out of the grass on it. I mean, it'll pull them out. 7.5 heavy. If you like throwing the bigger frogs, like the river to seas, even the new Savage Gear frog, they've got a nice heavy cover frog. It's a Savage Gear, but it's a nice frog. Flipping jigs, half-ounce jigs, three-quarter jigs, the 7.5 heavy. I've got to admit it, it's a good rod. I mean, I've got all three of my Anuras right here. I mean, that's what I've been out here using. I don't know if you can see the water behind me, but there ain't nothing but grass behind me, man. That's why I'm a grass fisherman. And it does it. These river to sea frogs, man, the hooks on these frogs are huge. They are some serious hooks, man. 7.5 heavy Anura, no problem. Hit them hard, jack them out, pulls them out, don't let them go. If you notice, if you look at your booyahs, they're a little bit smaller of a hook. The 7.5 heavy Anura, if you're fishing a heavy cover, it will bend these hooks out on hook set. If you straight jack a fish in 30 pounds of grass, you're going to bend your hook. I mean, I've done it. That's why I'm making the video. I've done it. The spro frogs, they handle the heavy. They're good on the heavy. I like them better on the medium heavy. It's just me personally. I actually prefer a medium heavy for open water applications frogging. But they are great. I've yet to bend one out on the heavy. I don't have it with me. I don't guess. But Spro's got a popping frog. It's one of the ones where the tails is up and down, one of the glide frogs. And that funny cup face, when you set hook, even on the heavy, I'm having problems out of this frog. And it's all because of the face of the frog. It ain't got nothing to do with the rod or the hooks. It's the way the face is designed. And if I post this video, I'll post a picture of the frog whenever I get home so you can see what I'm talking about. That funny face, when you go to set the hook, that funny face stops it. There is no pull. Once you hit the fish's mouth, there is no pull. That funny face stops it. 7-foot heavy Mayaka jacks it, it passes it. 7.6 heavy Creature passes it, jacks it. I mean, great rods, especially the 7.6 heavy Creature. That is a serious rod. Don't ever count that rod out when you're in thick cover. It will do it. I know, it will do it. But your basic frogging, and even the heavy cover flipping, like right here, and this is just stuff I've got out here with me today. Whopper plopper, 7.5 medium heavy. Booyah frogs, 7.5 medium heavy. Spro frogs, 7.5 medium heavy to heavy. River to sea frogs, 7.5 heavy only. You can set hook on the 7.5 medium heavy, but if you come across a big fish, you're going to regret not having that heavy on hook set. Big hack attack jigs, 7.5 heavy. It will bury that hook. And you can see that is a giant hook. It will bury that hook. Basic jigs. You can throw your regular, the Strike King jig. You can throw this on the 7.5 heavy, medium heavy, no problem. No problem at all. But let's say when you step up to like the hack attacks with the no jack hooks, those big hooks, heavy's more suited, and it'll jig. That 7.5 heavy will jig. Let me tell you what, that is a nice rod. I feel like the 7.5 medium heavy is more of the, let's say, industry standard medium heavy. Not counting the Sixgill backbone. I love that Sixgill backbone. You're not going to find that on the industry standard. I'm sorry, you're just not. But the medium heavy, it feels more of, that's your industry standard. I mean, if all I did was throw top water and a little bit of light plastics, I would throw the it's got a 1/4 ounce tip on it, okay? And it'll do it. A 1/4 ounce, even an 1/8 of an ounce. You can feel that 1/8 of an ounce when you're flipping. The heavier you do a 1/4, but I wouldn't, no light weights on the heavy unless that's just your preferred fishing style and you're used to fishing slower due to the lighter weights. The heavy. I wouldn't throw no light wire hooks on it though, at all. I run straight braid on all my Anuras. No problems with the eyelets. It's got the Fuji guides on there. They're going to run braid. But so far, I'm loving them, man. I mean, like I say, you see what I'm pulling out of my little box right here. Frogs, whopper ploppers. I got some Super Spook Juniors in here I throw just for the medium heavy. I'm really liking the Sixgill walkers on the medium heavy. Very nice. I mean, it'll do it. These are some nice walkers too, by the way. I love them. I've got 4 of them. I keep 2 in my box. I love them. As you can see, I mean, they've been used. They're not just sitting there. They've been, they've got their little marks on them. They've been fished. I like them. They will catch tons of fish. Small farm pond, man. No grass, just straight open water. Tons of fish. I mean, it'll catch them. It's a fish catcher. And really, I mean, that's how I fish, man. Jigs, flipping plastics, big old, weightless trick worms. I've been throwing some of them today on the Anura. It'll do it. The medium heavy, you do it. It will. You can throw these big weightless trick worms on that medium heavy. It will do it, and you can feel with them. I prefer the lichen when I'm fishing grass, throwing the weightless worms like that. But medium heavy will do it. That's what I got set up right there. That's the Wraith lichen combo sitting there, and I love it. It's my one rod go-to. If I'm just gonna grab one rod and go fishing, it's that guy. I am picky about my jigs. I throw all my jigs on the, except for my hack attacks, and I will throw them on the 7.6 heavier kilos. But mainly all my 1/2 ounce, 3/8 ounce football jigs, pitching jigs, whatever, it's on the kilos. It's just, I like the tip on it. I love the feel. That ain't nothing, when you're throwing that 1/2 ounce jig out there and you're dragging it, your rod tip's bowed over and all of a sudden your rod tip just stands up. They ain't nothing like that because it just hold on the fish. That's why I do that, because the kilos will tell on a fish with a jig, straight up. Saga would do it too. You lose a little bit on sensitivity. You got to watch your hooks. But that Saga, the tip on that Saga with a 1/2 ounce, 3/8 ounce, when you're dragging that jig and that rod tip is bowed, you'll see it unload when the fish, even if you don't feel it. You see the tip unload. The 7.5 medium heavy will do it too. You need to step your weight up and you've got to keep that tight line. It'll do it. I've seen it. I've done it. That's why I got these jigs in here. The tip will just unload. Great rods. The Cyclone reels, I'm loving them. I'm getting good long casts out of them. Power on the hook sets. That 20-pound drag don't play. I mean, right here behind me, I caught a fish just earlier in a patch of grass out in the middle. And I'm telling you, when I set hook and I went to reel, it was trying to pull me. That reel will do it. I don't lock my drag down all the way except on the heavy. On my 7.5 heavy Anura, that drag is locked. When I set hook, like I said, I mean, this is what I'm throwing on it. When I set the hook, it gets it and it pulls them out. I'm talking about, you will pick up it's a flipping stick if I've ever seen one. Great frog rod. It's a frog rod all day. But as far as a 7.5 heavy flipping stick, it's a flipping stick if I've ever seen one. I'm talking about, you will pick the fish up on hook set. I love it. You'll probably only see me use the Anura series and maybe the occasional lichen throughout the whole summer, into fall, and even early winter. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I might not even have to pull my kilos out, until I go serious night fishing, throwing some jigs, dragging a jig at night. I mean, that's just how versatile these three rods right here next to me are. They are great rods. I love them. They're worth every penny. If you could only have two, as long as you got room to move, you're good with a long rod. If you could only have two rod combos, I would highly recommend the 7.5 heavy for frogging, the 7.5 medium heavy for a pitching stick to come behind it on a missed fish. And even then, you've got a flipping stick for pitching in the grass, whatever, right there on standby if you need it. That's pretty much what I use them for. When I go frogging, as in all I'm throwing is a frog. This is the frog I'm throwing. And that flipping stick behind me, yeah, it's a 7.5 medium heavy Anura. I'm throwing it in the same places I'm throwing this heavy frog. And I'm pulling the same fish out of the same spots. That's what I'm saying. These are some great grass rods. They're great. They've got the tip for it. They got the backbone for it. Pop it out of the grass good and clean. Very good rods. I will post a picture of that frog, booyah frog I'm talking about when I get home just so y'all can see it. But yeah, the Anuras, they're a hit. I like them. Oh yeah.